Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. My name is Candace St. James. Thanks for coming back. And in this tutorial, I'm so excited. This is the tutorial of season 2. We are going to be showing you how, well, I'm not going to show you, but we're going to be telling you how to tuck, and I'm going to show you on one of my dress mannequins because I'm not about to show you my little lovely lady lumps. So get back, watch the show, and let's get fabulous! But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell button at the bottom of the screen. And even if you don't like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe, and click the bell button at the bottom of the screen. I would really love to hear you guys, and I would really love to see your guys' support. So picture this, imagine you guys coming home from work or whatever, you get out work early, you guys want to have a good time at the club, and you guys go and you guys look great, you're with your significant other, they look great, you look great, your outfits are popping at the club, you guys are looking great, and you're about to have the greatest, most funnest time of your life. Can you imagine going to a club at night and wanting to see the first, craziest, world's most amazing show? A drag show for the first time. You're here for the first time and you don't really know what to expect, but you're here with a pretty girl, you're here with a pretty guy, whatever. You're here to have a good time and get drunk, right? And so, you know, have you ever seen, my question to you is, have you ever gone to a club and then you all of a sudden you're here, you're at a great time, you're going, yeah, and you see the drag queens coming out on stage or coming out prior to the show starting, and you see them out here either smoking or whatever. But have you ever looked at a drag queen and realized that her junk is hanging out? Or else have you ever watched somebody do a stunt and all of a sudden something pops out? It's happened to me before, so it has, so that kind of sucks. It's like, that kind of sucks. I tend to kind of look drag queens up and down, and it's not in a bad way. I just kind of want to see if they're all put together. I don't know. I just look to see at who they are as a person and what kind of stuff. Like, I like to see their outfits. I like to see whatever they like to go do, whatever new things that they're bringing to the table. I love to see all that stuff. And so one thing I do notice when it comes to a performance is the queen tucked or not. And so there's different ways that you can go ahead and tuck, and there is a right way and there's a wrong way, and there's all kinds of ways in between that people try to go ahead and get away with. Things happen in a performance, and so anything happens and you have to expect the worst. And so the whole thing about drag is that you are putting on an illusion. You're putting on an illusion that you are female or that you are bending genders. And so in my opinion, you know, things gotta be tucked if you're wearing something skin tight. Now, there's a way to do it, there's a way not to do it. If you're gonna be wearing something very loose, you can, you know, and very flowy, like a big old hoop skirt or something like that, then you can get away with not tucking. But if you're gonna be doing a whole, like if you're gonna be wearing a one suit leotard and you're gonna be going and you're gonna be working your stuff, you wanna make sure you're tucked. Reason why is if you hit the ground or you do something wrong, things can pop out. So I wanna make sure that we all understand that we are trying to go ahead and create an illusion. So yeah, so I'm gonna show you how to tuck. I feel like it needs to kind of get out there. So in this tutorial, I know 2 different ways of tucking, and I know it as far as duct tape being one of the major ones that people use, and then I also know a gaff. It's a piece of feminine lingerie, and it kind of holds everything together. It's made for cross-dressers typically. It holds everything. It just looks like a brief or a piece of like a piece of thong. Is kind of what it looks like, and basically that just kind of holds everything in place. I'm going to show you how I do it. And I know that Trinity Tuck, I know she uses Goo Gone and all that. I don't really use that, and I never really felt like it was really necessary to use Goo Gone because after a while, after hours of the tape being there, it's like when you have a Band-Aid on for too long and you get the gooey surrounding the area, you know. You want to go ahead and take that off really quick, like the adhesive and stuff. You can use a Goo Gone or something like that. I don't really feel like it's a whole lot necessary unless you're gonna be tucked for like, you know, a few days or a week or something like that, but you gotta pee at some point. I just basically use, for that method, I just use duct tape, some paper towels, and then I also use a pair of scissors for that. There is a gaff technique And basically with the gaff technique is just you're using a piece of feminine lingerie. It looks either like a thong or like a brief. That's what it can look like too. And you just need a pair of those. They're very cheap, they're very inexpensive. I know Boobs for Queens sells them, and I know that a lot of other places online you can get them. I wear a gaff that's made, but it actually is made to look like a feminine crotch, and so basically it looks like I have camel toe underwear. And that's what I always used to make fun of it, because it gives the illusion that you have a camel toe. And but I'm always padding more, and so I don't have a camel toe look at all, but it always looks like that with just people who are just wearing that just because for like regular underwear and stuff. But yeah, that's how we do it. And so I'm gonna go get the mannequin and I'll be right back. I'm so sorry, but I totally lost all my footage, and so I'm gonna go ahead and show you on a piece of paper with a drawing. So basically we're gonna go ahead and get a small piece of duct tape, and we're gonna go ahead and use a paper towel, and we are gonna tape it to ourselves. We're gonna bring the balls back up from where they dropped from, and then we're gonna go ahead and bring our penis in between our legs. That's essentially what we do. And so we tape it to our skin, the duct tape, and we also put a little bit over a paper towel. And that'll protect everything from falling out or whatever. So that piece of duct tape is gonna go all the way up into our butt crack, and it's gonna go all the way in between our legs. Most queens recommend that you shave all this area in regards to preparing to tuck, because once you do take it off, it can be a little bit difficult. But you know, I'm gonna leave that up to you. My way is a little bit different than most people's way, and so you don't have to shave if you don't want to. I'll show you how it's easily achievable with whatever you choose to do. You don't have to necessarily go ahead and shave all that area. There's ways to get around that. So you can make the choice of what you personally want to do in regards to that. If you want to shave, great. If you don't, we can work with that. So don't be afraid to go ahead and keep your area all nice and bushy. So hi everyone, this is Candace St. James. Thank you for coming back. And so today I have my dress mannequin here today, who I'm going to show you how to tuck. I already showed you the pictures. I'm going to definitely go ahead and show you what it's kind of like. I'm not going to use my real body just because it's not really, I'm not going to, there's a lot of flesh to feast your eyes on, not just mine. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do it. So when you tuck on this dress mannequin, you know, this person would be me essentially, but considering that I don't have my body to show you guys, I'm going to show you on her, and we're going to give her Chastity for right now. It's her name. So what you do is you want to go ahead and pre-dispense, pre-roll your stuff. You want to go ahead and pre-clip your clippings. So you want a small piece. I'm going to stick it to the mantle right here. And you want a really long piece. I'm going to actually wait for that one though, because that one's going to take some time. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go take your paper towel. You're going to fold it hot dog style. This is where I really want people to know, like a lot of queens prefer to use or to shave down there, but it's totally okay. You can keep it as bushy as you want. I would just, if you are going to go ahead and do this, I would go ahead and shave the area a little bit where you're going to stick it. That's the only thing. You can keep your bush, but like you don't have to really necessarily cut it all off, you know? So you're going to fold it once hot dog style, and then you're going to fold it again hot dog style. That's how I do it. So now once it's all creased really good, you want to go ahead and take a small piece of tape. It doesn't need to be a lot. You're going to stick it on your piece, or your one end of your piece. And you're going to go ahead, and this is the part where you want to just kind of do it just about an inch or so. It's not really a big deal. So at this point, if you were on a human body, you would be one hand, I mean if you do this by yourself, two fingers would be grabbing each ball, and then you would have your penis would be tucked back at this point. So you just basically, for the balls, you just kind of go ahead and put them back up where they came from, and then tuck your penis under. That's all you do. Hold that with your hand. And then you just attach this end to the part where there's no hair. an area that there's no hair, and you make sure that it's finally pressed into the skin. And now you have a maxi pad. You have a maxi pad going around. So this is where you want to go ahead and hold it. You can actually go ahead and put a piece of duct tape at the end of the butt crack because you want to make it go all the way around. So we're going to do a medium-sized piece just to get it to the butt crack, and then we're going to go ahead and do it again. We take 3/4 arm length of tape, and we're just going to go ahead and rip it off. We're going to cover the other part of the maxi pad like so, and we just bring it up. We just bring it up to the butt crack, and it's gonna go all the way in the butt crack. But if this was a real person, you would go up to the butt crack, which is right about here. And so now your maxi pad is in place. So everything's gonna go ahead and tuck. You always want to tuck down as a woman, not as a man. I always tuck up or tuck down, doesn't matter. But as a woman, you always tuck down because it gives it more of an illusion. When you actually tuck, or when you explain tucking, it's really hard to kind of just explain things. So this is where I would go ahead and put this one. You have a bunch of, at this point you would have a bunch of skin that's kind of like just dangling there, like moose knuckles, but like not really moose knuckles. It's just like, it's just ball skin that you have basically. So you want to go ahead and tuck that skin closer to like the opening of where a vagina would be. And you would just tape it down as such and press it onto the skin. You go ahead and you get another small piece and you do the same thing to the other side. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do that to the other side. We're going to tuck that skin towards that vagina opening, so it gives the illusion. So now you have a very, very, very flat surface. You got a very flat surface. What we do is, this is a very simple one. You're going to do a long piece, so this is an arm's length piece, and you want to take a 4th one. And the way I always do it is because I don't like them getting stuck on each other. I like to put it at the very top right here, where that beats, and then I will bring that all the way around, and this will really reinforce your first one. And you just bring it up, and you just tear it off. You want it to be right around your butt, right around the inner part of your butt crack, so it really gives off the illusion. So this is how a drag queen will tuck. It's going to look like this if you use tape. If you use a gaff, it's just a piece of underwear, and then you can go ahead and you could tuck everything up and down, and you can kind of put that over it. It's going to hold it in place. Now that this is done, you can go ahead and really obscure this now. You can really conceal this with Spanx, with pantyhose. I wear 7 pairs of pantyhose every show. When you have it like this, now you can go ahead and actually have a leotard on where the tape's not going to show. So you're good on that area. That is how you tuck. So now that we have gotten done with our show, or else we're in the middle of our show, and say we gotta pee. Say we have to use the restroom. So what happens is the person would go to the restroom, and she would take this off. I'm going to refer to her as a she now because she's in complete drag. And now she needs to go ahead and take everything off and do her business. So basically what I would recommend is when you go ahead and you take it off, because this part is exposed to skin, I would go ahead, don't rip it off right away, just do yourself a favor, do me a favor, do not rip it off right away, or do not rip it off fast. Because the reason why, and I will tell you straight up, is one thing about tape that most people don't know is that tape causes burns, and then because this is such sensitive skin, you can also cause your skin to rip and tear. So please don't go ahead and just try ripping it off. It's gonna hurt, especially if you're hairy. Please don't do it. Just take it off really slow. I know that Trinity the tuck goes and she goes and uses she takes a shower with some Goo Gone, and I don't feel like that's been really necessary, especially when you're in a club, because the thing is, when you're in the club, you're just sweating under all this stuff. You have like 20 pounds of clothes on. You're sweating through the whole thing. You're moving around on the stage, and you are literally just sweating. And so for me, I've never personally had the problem of it just wanting to stay on my skin. But in case you do get the Band-Aid kind of stuff after you wear a Band-Aid for a few days and you haven't changed it, and it gets that gunk all around it from the adhesive, you can go ahead and take it off. But I've always personally found that soap and water really works well for me. I've never had much of an issue with it. I've never had to take a bath with Goo Gone or none of that stuff. save your money. So you just basically, if there is a little bit of hair, just go really slow. You can wait to pee. Go ahead and rip it off slowly, and then before you know it, you only have like an inch where you have to go, and then you can pee. Because now, you have that maxi pad is now exposed. After drag, you're gonna be stinking. I mean, you're gonna be having sweat building up in areas where they shouldn't be right away, you know, that you would all day. So you're gonna smell like you have been working all day. So go ahead and make sure that you go ahead and make sure that you throw this stuff away. Okay, because this is only a one-time use thing. Okay. And so you can go pee, you can do whatever, and if you're just taking it out of the vacuum, now the whole thing is exposed to where you have this maxi pad looking contraption right there. So now you can just you shouldn't have any hair in between your butt cracks. So in case you do, just rip slowly, but it's very sensitive skin, so don't go ahead and try to rip it off because you will die. And I'm not lying, you will die from pain. And it just sucks because I've done that before, and it's not a good sight. But just go ahead and take it off, and if there's any residue from the stickiness, the adhesive, all you have to do is just take some soap and water to it, and that's typically good in the shower, and that actually works just fine. I've never heard of anybody using Goo Gone or anything like that. That's just, to me, that just is a little bit too costly for the time, and you don't really need it. So that is how we drag queens tuck. That's that way, and then there's a way where you're just basically tucking your stuff down, and then you're just putting on a gaff, and that's just a piece of feminine lingerie that a lot of cross-dressers use, and it just holds everything in place, and then you can put your pads under it, you can put your pads on top of it, whatever you like to do, and that's how I put my pads in. So that's how I go ahead, or that's how I tuck, that's how I deal with the gaff. It's just a piece of underwear, that's all it really is. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching my video. I am super excited to go ahead and show you how easy it is to tuck, how pain-free it is, even though it's kind of uncomfortable at times. It's not horrible, and I'm super excited that you guys keep coming back, and I'm super excited to have you guys as my audience, and I really do appreciate you guys coming in, and so I am super excited because I have so much more to show you about drag, and I cannot wait to show you the next video. Thank you so much for coming back. See you next week.